So having talked about data, and more data that's coming up, we know that the future belongs to the data-driven. Allow me to quickly rope in Amit Deshmukh, the solutions lead content and data intelligence from Hitachi Vantara. Amit, it's straight away over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to DataCon Virtual Conclave by Economic Times. My name is Amit, and I lead content and data intelligence solutions for Hitachi Vantara in APAC. I'm sure all of you would agree to what you see on the screen right now. We all believe that our future today is data-driven. It belongs to the world of data. And if also you look at what some of the research is saying is the organizations which are data driven are 23 times more likely to win new customers, and they are 6 times more likely to retain these customers, and they are 19 times more likely to be profitable than the ones who are not data driven. And again, to just break the ice, we're living in this uncertain world today with lots of negativity around. We all are looking at data points, right? How our country is recovering from COVID, how is the vaccination happening? So that's also a very simple example of everything is being data driven today, and not just our businesses, our life, our day-to-day activities are much more data driven in today's world, and that applies to our customers today. And we believe you have to take this path of modernizing your businesses, modernizing the core of your business so that you become more data driven. So kind of examples on the slide, I'm sure all of you would agree that our customers expect us to be more and more efficient, be available 24/7. Last 1.5, 2 years, we have seen everybody's working remotely. Hardly 10 to 15% staff is going to offices, and things are not stopping. It's continuing, right? Our customers have learned how to work remotely. We have learned how to work remotely, and that also is putting a lot of pressure on how you can be more digital in your business. How can you digitize? And that has become a strategic priority. I just want to quote a small example about how our customers are seeing digitization as their priority. So if you see a customer, JP Morgan, said being hybrid, being cloud centric, leveraging a lot of APIs, embracing AI, ML, we have already passed through these kind of discussions. They have become necessities today. We need these as the basic requirements, and they are not the good to have, they are must to haves today. And that's the kind of importance or the focus on digitization in today's world with all these things around. Now, what it means to the businesses when you have to digitize or when you have to respond to the current situations in and around us. It means you have to be anywhere, anytime, anywhere. You have to be more resilient to your services. You have to adapt to your customers. Your business has to be more agile so that you can respond to your customers much faster than in the past. If that is the imperative, what does it mean to the infrastructure, to the solutions, and how do you modernize them? So what we believe is, unless you modernize from the core, and unless you take this as a 360-degree approach and not a piecemeal approach, you will not be able to achieve a complete digitization. You will not be able to be data driven in today's economy. That kind of makes us think about how we should take modernization approach. Should we look at how we were doing for the past 3, 4, 5 years, or those techniques have become obsolete? So if you see how we were modernizing a couple of years back, the ask was, can we be more agile? Can we be more faster to modernize? Can we reduce the costs? Can we do it with minimal impact on my current infrastructure? But today, our customers have gone much, much beyond just thinking about the legacy ways of modernizing. Today, modernization means, how can I innovate better? How can I provide better experience to my customers? How can I modernize my applications so that I can be cloud native? I can disengage in a way I run my applications and where I keep my data, and I can choose the right services for me. I can choose the right infrastructure for me to just make sure that I have I continuously innovate and I continuously provide better experience to my customers. I modernize with this data. So today, the approach to modernization is much more than just the legacy IT discussions. And at Hitachi, what we believe is you should look at this as a holistic approach and not a piecemeal approach, because as per our discussions with some of our customers, most of their modernization projects have failed because somewhere they lacked a comprehensive planning, somewhere they lacked those skills, they lacked that commitment from the complete ecosystem. So when you adopt a data driven economy, or when you try to modernize to be data driven, you need to not only look at your infrastructure, but you should look at your applications. You should look at how your data can sit in the cloud. Your applications can use this data. Infrastructure can sit in and outside in your data centers, be more hybrid, be more agile, and there are a lot of interdependencies. And that's the reason why we believe is there is a need for a 360-degree modernization approach, and a piecemeal approach like I'll modernize my infrastructure today so that I can develop new applications tomorrow would not yield the same results. And that's where we as a Hitachi Vantara can help you create your incumbent advantage if you start thinking holistically at the complete 360-degree infrastructure. And our approach with our customers is innovate at the hardware level, innovate at the software level, use proven services so that you modernize your digital core and be that data driven so that you can accelerate your business outcomes. Now, if I break down this into what we are helping our customers with is, we are helping our customers modernize their infrastructure, be it virtualizing more applications, be it automating, be it intelligently placing data at right tiers, be it adopting a hybrid cloud solutions. Once you have achieved this layer of modernization, then you can think of how can you operationalize your data, how can you modernize your data, how can you modernize your applications, be it adopting new cloud ready applications or developing cloud native applications, consuming anything as a service without having to worry about where your data resides, where your application resides, so that you can deliver more data driven customer engagements. You can improve the operational experience, and you can plan your modernization journey much more better, and you can then optimize from the overall approach. Now, if that is how we are helping our customers, let me quickly tell you how it has happened in reality, and how Hitachi Vantara has helped some of our customers to adopt this path towards modernization, adopt this path towards being more and more data driven. So this is a nice example where we have helped a large bank in the West Coast to modernize their entire application landscape. While some applications were running on-prem, this customer wanted to run some applications in the cloud. And they wanted a seamless data movement between on-prem and the public cloud, because being a financial services company, they always wanted to keep the customers' data, their own data on-prem. But they also knew that today public cloud is a right choice when it comes to new applications, increasing the time to develop new applications, being faster to go, faster to have a better GTM. So they wanted applications to benefit from the public cloud, but data to be there on-prem. And this was possible only if you can blend these two worlds seamlessly. So this customer used some of our solutions like our object storage and our cloud object storage. But beauty is that they were able to quickly move just the required data into the cloud, subscribe to the cloud services, and get the results back on-prem. Now, beauty here is that there was no need to redevelop or re-architect applications to make use of cloud services. The data that they have generated was natively accessible by the cloud services. You could just spin up some services in the cloud, pay for what you use, and bring the result back, and then just discard the data in the cloud. So with that, they were able to modernize much, much faster. And today they have taken this to a much, much larger scale. And that's a good example of how a data-driven businesses can benefit from a modern digital core. One more example is more on infrastructure side. So how we have helped our customers modernize their infrastructure. So this is an example where our customer was having a very large Hadoop server farm, over 250 plus nodes. They were generating about 120 terabytes data in a day. There were lots of servers running this Hadoop application. So it was a Hadoop server farm, about 250 plus nodes. They're generating huge amount of data. And they were growing this infrastructure on an average of around 30 to 40% year. Thinking of how do we do this differently? Is there a way to modernize our infrastructure so that we can still continue doing what we need to do to meet our business, to meet our customers' expectations, but do it a little differently? So we provided them with a complete modern cloud storage tier in their data center, which was again linked or connected or merged, integrated natively with their Hadoop infrastructure, so that they could tier the data between Hadoop farm to the cloud storage natively, and they can still read that data, access that data at a very, very fast speeds. And with that, we were able to bring down the cost that this customer was spending in the Hadoop nodes year on year, the full-time management of these nodes. And with overall infrastructure, now they could easily scale up and scale out as their business demands. This is how we could help the customers modernize their digital core by selecting a right infrastructure that can integrate natively with their applications. I can keep talking about it, but idea here was to quickly tell you how important it is to modernize your core so that you can become more and more data driven. With that, I just would like to conclude by quoting what Gartner said, that we were living in an uncertain world, and it may stay for many more years to come. But the companies that would drive data and analytics, and the companies that would thrive to be leaders in this domain would be able to accelerate, would be able to innovate faster, and would be able to build resilient and agile business. So with that, I would like to thank you all for giving this opportunity. Please feel free to reach out to us. You can see my coordinates on the screen, and let us know how can we help you with your journey to be more data driven. Thank you.
Thank you, Amit. It's always good to be hearing you at our platforms. Thank you. And on that note, I'm just going to be unstoppable, would lead you all into the next session. But before that, once again, here's the thing. I would want you all to quickly have a look at the Tenable booth and experience their exhibit at the experience zone and fill up the feedback forms there's as well. Well, this will earn you points and this will make your scores go up on the leaderboard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, an enterprise ability to gauge the future could be the difference maker for their success. If you believe in what I just said, the next discussion is something that should be sought after. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back patching up the speakers for the next panel discussion. We are going to be making conversations around rebooting the value of today's enterprise architecture. I'll be right there.